Coronavirus was not one of the central issues in the presidential campaign here, and that is partly down to two reasons. First of all, comparative to other European countries, Poland did not experience it as badly. Also, because of recent polling, we've seen the majority of the population here consider that the government actually did quite a good job managing it. Lockdown is being lifted here apace. There was not a lot of social distancing going on at the political rallies we were at, although we tried our best. But the big issues that dominated the campaign were things like the continued assault on the independence of the judiciary, and also more sort of existential questions. Questions like this: as a country, what kind of country actually is Poland? The Polish presidential election is a battle over values. Although the office has limited powers, Sunday's election might as well be a referendum with two questions. What and whose kind of country should Poland be? Two candidates, two competing visions, driving at each other full throttle. First up, President Andrzej Duda, the incumbent from the ruling Law and Justice Party. His friend, Donald Trump. His values, family, tradition, social conservatism. His base, provincial towns. He wants to restrict the rights of the LGBT community. On Monday, proposed changing the constitution to ban gay couples from adopting children.
Mam nadzieję, że ten projekt zostanie poparty dla ochrony polskich dzieci, dla ochrony także i polskiej rodziny, dla ochrony porządku konstytucyjnego. Szanowni Państwo.
We weren't able to get an interview with the president, so joined the selfie queue in the town of Mniów. We tried, but failed to socially distance in the throng. Our exchange was punchy, but pithy too. President, can I quickly ask you, what is your problem with gay people?
Hello.
I have no problem with gay people.
Do you not? But what is it about the values of Western Europe that you think is problematic? Just that one question, if you would. What is it about the values of Western Europe that you think is problematic?
I don't talk about values of Western Europe. I'm talking about Polish values. Thank you very much.
Polish values, then, for him centred on the traditional family unit. Over the last 5 years in power, Duda's party, Law and Justice, has famously undermined the independence of the judiciary. But they've also introduced a range of generous welfare support for families and the elderly. What does Duda represent for you? What does he mean to you?
O, bardzo dobrze. Miałam nisko tę emeryturę, podwyższoną mam i teraz żyję, lepiej mi się żyje. Tak samo jak i tej pani, i tej.
The last televised presidential debate. President Duda, compliments of the state broadcaster, was debating himself. His opponent wouldn't take part because the station's controlled by Duda's Law and Justice Party. So every time the camera goes to the stage where he's at, just like now, an empty podium and the crowd boos. 300 miles away, he, in turn, was also debating himself on a privately owned TV station. Rafal Trzaskowski burst onto the campaign after the election was postponed because of coronavirus back in May. The mayor of Warsaw represents the other big Polish party, Civic Platform, conservative, free market, European. He says he'll put the brakes on illiberal reforms by the ruling party by using the presidential veto. In some quarters, this is being billed as the battle between the populist, Duda, and the progressive. But in fact, it's more complicated than that. In the last few weeks, he has started to co-opt some of the messaging of Duda in order to appeal to people on the right, which has prompted some to ask, what does he actually believe in? Trzaskowski has also ruled out gay adoption, considered an electoral step too far in this Catholic country. Hey,
Just two questions, please.
yes, of course. Yesterday we spoke to President Duda.
Yeah.
And he said this campaign for him is about Polish values. What's it about for you?
It is about Polish values, but also about European values. Rule of law, transparency, tolerance, open and European Poland. This is what it's all about, and also balanced power, where the president can actually take the government accountable, cooperate when it's needed, but also put a strong veto to all the decisions which are there to, for example, block our judiciary or do things which are intolerable for democracy.
One last question. Do you believe that a loving gay couple can create a happy family?
Well, I mean, I am always defending those who are attacked by the government, and the government is attacking all the
Is that what you believe,
them.
though, what I've just said?
I believe that one has to stand next to all the minorities that are attacked.
Let me rephrase the question. Do you think that a loving couple can create a nuclear family? You see this banner every day?
Yes. When we walk to go work, to go to shop.
After the rally, we meet Maciej Janikowski and walk past the town's virulently anti-gay billboard. Once upon a time, he and his boyfriend made plans about the future. Why couldn't you and your partner realize those dreams?
Nie możemy dlatego, że obecny rząd jest bardzo prawicowy i przywódca, który jest na czele partii rządzącej, nie bierze w ogóle pod uwagę tego, że w Polsce istnieją osoby żyjące w związkach chociażby jednopłciowych, które mogłyby wspólnie tworzyć rodzinę.
Would you and your partner have liked to have adopted?
No.
You wouldn't?
Nie wouldn't.
No.
Ja osobiście nie chciałbym nigdy. I to nie ze względu na to, że nie widzę siebie w roli ojca, ale bardziej tego, że społeczeństwo zgotuje piekło temu dziecku.
Sunday's election then, Polish values, Poland's future. In a country divided about what both those things actually look like.